Time to set your clocks back. I'm expecting a telephone call any moment from my 8th grade gym coach. Every year, my 8th grade gym coach gives me a call. He says, Brad, I know you haven't heard from me all year, but it's time to set back your clock. It's amazing because my 8th grade gym coach was an old man when I was in 8th grade. I can't believe the man is still alive. But I get that call every year. And while we may be gaining an extra 60 minutes of sleep this Sunday, we might also be in danger of losing our minds like we haven't lost our minds yet. Or maybe we have. Look at what we look like going live on YouTube and Facebook. Perhaps we have lost our minds. I don't know. There is a renewed call, Yo-Yo and Vanessa, to get rid of this whole set back your clock thing. I don't know what my 8th grade gym coach is going to do. He's not in favor of it. He loves calling me every year to set my clock back. But a lot of people, they're tired of setting their clock back. They're tired of springing forward into spring and falling back in the fall. And by the way, this whole thing about setting your clock back, it's led by medical experts. It's not just some randomness. Lawmakers and frazzled parents, they want to put a stop to this March and November switch that was formally adopted by the government in 1966. And you want to know why it was done? Not to give you a better summer. It was done to save energy. But they say now, since COVID and people are under stress and there's a pandemic and there's an orange man in the White House, it's just too much stress to now have to go set your clock back. They say that since sleep loss leaves us more susceptible to viral illness, it's a bad moment to be lowering the body's immunity. Dr. Beth Marlow, a professor of neurology at Vanderbilt, says, given the relationship of stress to the immune system, I think it would be wise to choose between daylight savings time and standard time. She advocates staying in standard time once the clocks go back this weekend. Hawaii, Arizona, Puerto Rico, they do not jump ahead and fall back in the fall anymore. New York State is also trying to change it, but really there's a push now to have it go national. Either pick a time, either daylight savings time, 12 months a year, or standard time. Me personally, I don't know about the stress of losing sleep. I'm going to sleep anyway on Sunday. I have the stress of changing all the clocks and my watches, and it's a pain in the neck. And the most stressful thing is changing the clock in the car. Because you get in your car, you want to go somewhere, and now you got to stop, and you're like, this clock is wrong. And you don't have time to change it. And even worse, you got to remember for 20 minutes how to it's too complicated to change the clock in the car. You know, like you're pressing 100 buttons to change the clock. To me, that stresses me out. Just keep the time wherever it is. That's what I'm in favor. Yo-Yo and Vanessa, what do you think?
You'll just get to places earlier. Leave that clock in the car at least, you know, with that hour behind. So then, you know, you think you're running. You know what I mean? You know,
years ago, I didn't even know how to do it, and I just left it alone. And then for 6 months, I just knew to subtract an hour from my clock in the car. But now, that even annoys me. So I spend the 20 minutes trying to figure out how to change the clock.
I actually like it. I don't mind it. Because it reminds me. It reminds me of the season. So like, you know, summertime or like when it's about to be spring and stuff, it gets lighter earlier. So it's like, yeah, summertime, like it's super light. And then I like it, you know, during fall and winter where it gets dark early because I'd rather be at home anyway. So I'm okay with it.
Same. Me too.
You know what I say about falling back in the fall? I say, I say, let's spring ahead 12 months a year. Keep it one time.
Okay.
So in light of the pandemic, however, Halloween's going to look a little different this year, but that's not stopping people from giving candy to children and costumes. I am going to go trick-or-treating. I have my jack-o'-lantern ready.
My goodness.
Now, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, and sometimes I knock on the door and I don't have any kids around, and they're like, come on, pal, get lost. No, I don't do that. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention guidance on holiday celebrations maintains that traditional trick-or-treating is a high-risk activity, one that should be avoided to help prevent the spread of COVID. Let me ask you a question, Yo-Yo and Vanessa. At what point, if someone knocked on your door, at what age do you say, hey, get lost, you're not getting any free candy from me? At what age, or if like somebody knocked on the door and they're 25 and they just said trick-or-treat, they don't have any kids, are you giving them free candy? What about 35? What about my age at 50? Hello, can I get some free candy? You're like, get lost.
Only if you have kids with you.
Only if you have kids with you.
Right.
What is the age cutoff? Is it 13, 14, 15?
No, I would say like 17.
17. So you would give a 17-year-old
Yeah, because they might have
candy.
siblings. Yeah.
Right.
So basically,
because they usually take their siblings together. That's why I said if they have kids, then it's all good. But like if you just rolling around with your old ass friends, no, go buy your own candy.
you know what my threshold is? Do you have a high school diploma? Get lost. And then if they look like they're old enough to have one but don't, and they say, well, I don't have one. Well, you should get lost anyway, right? One or the other.
Right. We'll work on that.
There you go.
Right. So in Rhode Island, I'll tell you what's happening. In Rhode Island, the Higurani family has built a 12-foot orange candy catapult that resembles a giant Lego project. And I guess they're going to catapult the candy to children who come by. The family says we're going to be launching all afternoon. We've been practicing all week. The kids are eating everything we throw at them. So people are getting very creative with this, giving out candy. You got to keep your distance. Meanwhile, Lynn Rutecki from Indiana is planting a candy garden near the bottom of her driveway. She and her 8-year-old son, Jack, will wave from the patio dressed as Willy Wonka. That candy garden is going to be ripped apart in 10 minutes. I remember when I was younger and somebody didn't want to answer the door and they would leave the candy out in a little bucket. By the time I got there was no candy left. Like the first kid came and took all the candy.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. I know. I would have taken all the candy.
Yeah. And then I'm thinking now of those crazy people in St. Louis who got arrested. What were their names with the guns? When the Black Lives Marchers came through and they were waving the guns, they got arrested. The crazy people in St. Louis. I forgot their names. And I'm like, what happens to them now if like someone comes and knocks on their door? Are you going to get shot? They're going to shoot you again? Remember those people? Meanwhile, Rutecki, she's the one who planted the candy garden. She's saying there's going to be signs, help yourself. That candy garden, as we said, going to be gone very, very fast. Tomorrow is Halloween. It's an old spooky standby, the haunted house. Doesn't feel very safe this year. You can go to a haunted house and you could literally die of coronavirus these days. But there is one type of business providing a friendly good time for everyone, the drive-through car wash. That is right. In cities across the country, car wash owners have embraced the idea. It's not exactly a new thing. There are definitely more this year. They're doing the haunted drive-through car wash. Prashant Patel, who owns the Wash Doctor Car Wash in Birmingham, Alabama, says, I love Halloween. We're giving everyone an option for Halloween this year. I've never been through the drive-through Halloween car wash. Have you?
No, but I did go to Haunted Asylum this year.
You did?
In Jersey.
Yeah.
Yeah, Brighton Asylum.
I remember why I never went to the haunted car wash, because I was stuck in my driveway trying to figure out how to change the time in my car, so I never really got a chance.
Oh, God.
Right, you didn't make it.
I didn't get a chance to make it. If I was able to change the time of my car, I probably would have made it.
I like that. People are getting creative.
Yes,
with this
very
COVID-proof holidays.
Very, very creative. Meanwhile, babies in the neonatal intensive care unit in Florida Hospital, they're getting dressed up for Halloween, thanks to staff members who created holiday-themed costumes just for them. Oh, that's very cute. On Monday, Tallahassee Memorial Health Care published images of the babies in their Halloween costumes for Facebook. The pictures showed the little ones dressed up like a pizza, a popcorn, a candy bar, an avocado, a skunk, and maybe even, dare I say, a baby unicorn. The hospital wrote in their post to social media, our NICU babies are so cute, it's spooky. Halloween in the NICU is one of our favorite traditions, and this year is no exception. Very, very cute.
That's sushi.
Yeah.
I love that.
Meanwhile, in New York City, the social contract works like this. If you're wealthy enough to own a townhouse, you owe it to passersby to cover the expensive home with an elaborate, creative Halloween decoration just for the month of October. This year, the holiday spirit is alive and well on the Upper East Side and the West Village. And who said all the rich people left New York City? Do you have any great Halloween decorations in your neighborhood?
I'm not in my neighborhood. These are all like Upper East Side?
These are Upper East Side or West Village or Greenwich Village, where people have townhouses. Maybe up even in Harlem.
I wanted to find a neighborhood that had that, because I like to walk around and just look at...
in Staten Island. I think the best neighborhood, if you go, is Staten Island. in Diker Heights under the Verrazano Bridge. I don't know the names of the streets there, but in Diker Heights. But that's not for Halloween. It's for Christmas.
For Christmas. Oh,
Christmas.
Oh,
yeah,
Christmas.
Yeah.
I love those
and we
too.
actually did that last year for Christmas. I don't know for Halloween where to go. I'm telling you Christmas. I'm getting the two confused. But hopefully the Halloween decorations will turn into Christmas decorations too soon. And while we're talking about costumes and Halloween, some of celebrities' kids also dressed up for Halloween as well. Actress Gabrielle Union posted a photo of her adorable daughter, Kavia James, dressed up as a lion with the caption, "I really do hope the lion sleeps tonight. I can't take the cuteness."
I love the faces this baby makes, man. She is so funny.
And
she always makes funny faces.
And Khloe Kardashian's niece Stormi and daughter True debuted as Rapunzel from Tangled and a cat.
Aww.
That's very cute too.
Those Kardashian kids are cute.
And Adonis.
They know how to make some cute kids.
Adonis, you know whose son is Adonis? Who's the father? Drake, right.
Yeah, that's Drake.
He's out of the world as an astronaut. Kim Kardashian's longtime friend Jonathan Cheban seriously got into character also as Carole Baskin and Joe Exotic from Netflix Tiger King, while North Saint Chicago and Sam West transformed into Wildcats. Meanwhile, Kim's sister Kylie Jenner and pals morphed into Power Rangers. Sweetie filled the roles of all three Destiny Child's members, Beyonce, Kelly Rowland, and Michelle Williams. "I don't think you're ready for this jelly," she wrote of the bootylicious moment. Thanks for watching. For more Brad Show Live, like and subscribe to our YouTube channel.